Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Owen stood quietly in front of the southern woodlands that bordered the Bolton's lands with his retinue. He was waiting for his Master-at-Arms, Lord Arlen Oxter. The week before, he had ordered the establishment of military checkpoints on the main roads of the Grey Cliffs, an effort to stop the plague from advancing. He wouldn't take the threat lightly. He lost his sister because of it. He couldn't lose his wife and child, especially since Violet had been susceptible to winter fever shortly after they had married. The silence was broken with the sound of hooves crashing on the dirt. Lord Arlen approached with the soldiers meant for the final outpost. Arlen dismounted and approached Owen. "My lord, I've set up the checkpoints along the roads. Nobody from Old Andalia will come, I assure you." Owen nodded at his Master-at-Arms. "Were the rumours true about the alleged cases near the border?" "More real than Snarks and Grumpkins," Arlen huffed. "I sent 6 men there to help quarantine the village, but I suggest you send more men there. The village folk might grow restless." Owen nodded. "I'll arrange for men to come to you, but you must assure me no one is coming in or out, correct?" Arlen chuckled. "My lord, if my service was done badly, you can have my head after all this. Rest assured, you and your family will survive, do not worry." Owen patted his vassal on the back. "I'm sure it won't come to that, my lord." The young lord stepped forward and turned to his assembled men. "Now that the checkpoints have been established, we must worry about the ports," he said. "However, I'm afraid if we close the harbours, the economy will suffer." Arlen spoke up again. "My lord, the economy will certainly take a hit, but as a lord you must do what's necessary to make your people safe." "But what necessarily defines what's necessary?" Owen replied. "How can I be a good ruler like my father without being too harsh, Lord Oxter?" "I can't say much on the matter, I'm afraid. My ancestors, they lived in the times of Carlin the Great. He was a good ruler. Nobody starved under his reign. Then again, can burned corpses starve?" Owen let out a small chuckle. "What do you think I should do in these times, Lord Oxter?" "My suggestion is, we won't survive this if we don't impose on the small folk. They may end up hating you now, but they will learn to understand eventually. They won't be the ones sick." The sun began setting on the horizon and the young High Lord and his retinue made their way to the makeshift camp they had set up before Arlen arrived. Owen sat down near the campfire with a crockpot rabbit stew slowly simmering over it. "Have we received news from the south, my lord?" Arlen asked as he poured himself some stew. "We did," Owen said. He rustled a small letter from his pocket, his expression cold. "The King's Council has closed Sevensport, and..." Owen paused momentarily, overcome with emotion. "And my sister, she's dead, taken by the plague." They sat in silence, letting the news sink in. Finally Arlen said, "My condolences, Owen. I know I can't feel the exact same way you do, but I lost my father a few years ago, and I can sympathise." Owen gave his vassal a weak, sorrowful smile. "Thank you, Arlen." They ate their meals in silence. After they had finished, Owen stood. "We must ride back to the Greyhold at first light. The ports must be closed at once." "It shall be done, my lord," Arlen replied. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we're carrying on with the Knights of the North as King Ambrose the Illustrious of Andalia. We are currently at war with the Vale and the entirety of Westeros is pretty much in chaos at the minute. Here we are in the Vale with nearly 20,000 troops as we invade the northern land, while the Vale is away in the north fighting the Flints for their invasion of the north. But the Glovers have also already declared independence and they are too trying to fight to claim the north as kings, and so is Lord Owen Greystark pushing forward his claim for the north. So the north, Andalia and the Vale, is in utter chaos at the moment. Everybody's trying to press their claim. We've got a bit of the War of the Five Kings going on up here. The Mudds have lost their crown in the Riverlands to House Viperin of the Old Gods of the Trident, King Robin the Spider. The Rock is still the Rock, the Isles are the Isles, the Stormlands are the Stormlands, and then obviously we have the mess that is Dawn with the Ironborn Prince of Dawn, which is, I have no idea what's going on there. Brimstone, the Wideway and Blackmont have almost won their independence, so that's pretty good. It'll mess things back up down here. And then the weirdest thing that's going on is the Lord Paramount of the Reach, the Jogus Nye Old God worshipping Florent, who's apparently a first man. No idea. I'm not even going to question it. I'm just going to ignore anything that's going on below the Rock and Trident. Is just utter chaos. So we're going to completely annoy that. But the biggest thing that we have to worry about is, of course, the Great Sickness, which started at the end of the last episode in Ghoultown and quickly spread to Old Castle. in the Andalian lands. So we shut the gate at the end of the last episode, which we had that very scary end POV about. But we're going to keep an eye on the Great Sickness and try and win our war in the Vale as quickly as possible and bring our troops home. And there we go, we have already had some people die from the plague already. Lord Roger of Grey Cannon died of the plague. Your Hand of the King, Lord Holman, has secluded himself in Oldcastle. Good, keep yourself safe. Samuel Rack has arrived at your court. At the age of 30, your acquaintance Bella Hunt died of the dreaded plague. So the plague's hitting pretty hard and pretty quick. Why is that marriage still not happening between Renessa Greystark and Samuel Rack? Keeps cancelling itself. Let's try once more. There we go. But yes, we need to try and end this war quickly. The Great Sickness approaches. Mobs of new people are arriving in Sevensport. Most of the newly arrived are commoners fleeing the plague that had reached Oldcastle, just beyond the borders of our realm. Some have lost their whole family, some are trying to protect theirs, and few are travellers or merchants that had their easier time moving. All of them seem to have witnessed indescribable horrors. Hardly any will talk about it at all. The ones that do talk warn others of the coming sickness and urge them they stay inside or pack their things and flee. Refuges will be needed. We have room for a commander position. That must be because, yeah, because Sir Halmore's closed his gates. But we'll, that Cregan? No, it's not Cregan Star, that's okay then. Your Wisdom and Mercy Legendary have decided to accept the suggestion that Samuel and Renessa get married. All children of the Union will be of her dynasty. Yep, but we're only doing that really because of her Green Dreams and Samuel's Dragon Dreams. I'm hoping that we get some awesome Blood Raven style child out of that at least at some point. We're trying to siege these lands. Samuel Rack's arrived at our court, okay. My courtier Samuel Rack has expressed a desire to get married. But I just got you married. What? Right, okay, it keeps doing this. It did this in like the last episode as well. I don't know why it's like refusing to marry these two. Arrange a marriage between her and Samuel Rack, matrimonial, yes. Maybe like the 5th time lucky it'll actually happen. Grave news, the dreaded sickness has broken out in Sevens. Oh my god, wow, it's literally just spread through most of Old Andalia. Alyssa Aaron died. Hollis Sevenstar died of the dreaded plague. Who's he? A blue star. Okay, he's not a red star. Not that... Obviously, it's still bad, but at least it wasn't a red star. Peace be with you. I decided to accept the suggestion that someone... Yeah, well, when are they going to actually get married? They've finally got married. Perfect. Right. We need to hurry up and win this war and bring back the troops. Okay. Whoa. Everyone's dying around us. Queen Rowena the Sacred has inherited Castle of the Titan of Bravos from Commander Patrick Hunt. Okay. Interesting. At age 8, your ward, Rohan Rack, died of the dreaded plague. That's... Oh, no. She was really, really good as well, and she's died at the age of 8. Quick. She was really good. She was the one I had big plans for her, to marry her into someone to get some awesome children. Samuel Rack has arrived at our court again. Okay, but at least he's stayed. No, why has he married some randomer? What? Oh, whatever. I give up with this stupid game sometimes. I really do. Betrothed can marry. Prince Engar of Andalia and Sybil Stark. Yes, get married. Let's have a look at Prince Engar, then the future king. Wow, 10 intrigue, 9 learning. Lots of childhood traits. Paranoid. Makes that intrigue go up. Attractive as well. No diplomacy. That's going to be interesting to play as, but we'll see where it goes. Right, let's carry on our siege down here. We need to get this war finished down here as quickly as possible. Your acquaintance, Marwyn Corbury, died from too much drinking. Okay, at least it wasn't the plague. Is he the Lord? No, he's not the Lord. Ah, he's a cousin of Sir Corbury. That's okay then. Lord Lister of the Fingers, who's had 3 daughters, all Corburys, but yet to have a son with our niece. I think he was married to our niece, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was married to our niece. The Great Plague has now spread into the Starkland as well. Well, it's not the Starkland, is it? But betrothed can marry. Relena Sevenstar and said Davos. Yeah, Relena Sevenstar and said Davos Redguard. Yep, send. Let's get that marriage out of the way as well. At the age of 9, your subject, Randa Lancer, died of the dreaded plague. Lovely. It's spreading pretty bad. At least we've not had anyone major die just yet. King Ambrose the Illustrious has inherited Castle of Gatehouse Tower from Commander Edwin. Okay, wasn't anyone massive at least. Oh no, and now we've inherited Lordship of Sevensguard and other titles from Davos Redguard. But he hasn't died, so I don't know why. May live in harm and contentment. Regrettably, I feel it not be in my best interest for Relena to marry Davos. Why? you don't want to marry our niece, then that's fine. Your faithful and trusted hunting dog Hunter has finally taken his last breath. Long has he served you since you first received him as a puppy, but now it's time to bury your old friend. I will bury him quietly in the garden. Betrothed can marry again. Let's try again then. I don't know what's going on at the moment. Our demence is too big. What castle did we get to give away? Gatehouse Tower is... yeah, it's in Sevenstar, isn't it? Let's give that to somebody then. Who can we give that to? Who have we got that we could give a castle to? Vermithor Shycross. Let's give it you. Grant landed title. Where's the castle of Elkston? That's there as well, is it? Okay, we'll give you the castle of Gatehouse Tower. And then we've got somebody, we need to give somebody else the other castle. We'll give it to Alarion Darkblade. Let's give it to you. Let's grant landed title, Castle of Elkstone. There we go. Give 2 commanding positions, 2 castles away to 2 of our loyal knights. Whilst we continue to get this land under siege. I forgot that the winter fever is also broken out in the sisters as well. Blessing upon you in your house, I accept your suggestion that Rowena and Sir Davos get married. Sir Joseph of Scorched Rock. What? Where's Sir Davos gone then? What? It is warming as winter comes to an end in Sevensport. Well, at least winter's out the way. Your Grace, I've collected ample tax revenue in Sevensport. Perfect. Why are you down there? You should not be down there. You should be in our court. Right, I'm going to sort... oh, bollocks. I need to sort that out. Where's Renessa? Is she not one of our daughters? No, she must be one of our nieces. There we go. I force moved him back to our court because he should be in our court. There we go. So Davos, who's in charge of... he should be in charge... why are we in charge of Sevensguard? Right, where is Sir Davos gone? Sir Davos, Sir Davos, Sir Davos. Sir Davos Redguard. There you are. Grant the landed title, Lordship of Sevensguard. Send. There we go. That's better. Sworn. We need a new sworn shield. Let's let things tick along while we do that. 2 bodyguards. Roderick Snowfall. And who else have we got? Donald Stark. Why not? To the chase, warrior King Ambrose. The industrious Lyseni traders must be expelled from your lands. No, I'm not going to take side. I think we're a bit busy at the moment to start getting into trade wars. We've got enough problems in Andalia at the moment. I look... oh, no. Lord Joa of the Warrior's Way has inherited High Lordship of the Warrior's Way and other titles from Lord Estian the Just. But not Estian as well. We've already lost Brandon and Edric Firehand. Literally everyone from that generation is now dead. But now we have... Lord Joa of the Warrior's Way instead. Still very, very good with stewardship, so he's probably going to instantly go straight into the job of his father. Yep, there we go, our best master at coins straight away, so he's going to go straight into that role. I can't believe Estian has died, though. At the age of 50, he died of the dreaded plague. So there's our first massive casualty. We've lost a major character just like that. And our regent for Enger as well, should we die. Who do we have as our regent now? Who can we trust? Could go with Owen. Who have we got? Owen, Davos, Lister as our regent. We could trust Lister. I'm going to go with Lister Sevenstar. He's literally taking control of everything at the minute as everyone around him is dropping like flies. Right, we need to get this war done in the Vale. 23%. Come on, hurry up and siege these lands, lads. We need to get these lands under siege as quickly as possible. Lewis of Bravos, native revolt, was declared native revolt of Bravos on Queen Rowena. Yeah, but I love how the lands that we're trying to siege are actually not being affected by the sickness at all. How did he die? The Hornwood hasn't even been touched by it. At age 50, your acquaintance Andorra of Riverspring died a natural death. I don't even know who she is. Okay, it's spreading all the way down to the Reach now on the west coast. The Iron Islands probably won't get touched. They never seem to get touched. How far off are we? We nearly siege these lands now. Got no commanders in charge. Let's go with Theon Bolton in charge of this army. Who's in charge? No commanders at all because of the fact that they're all in seclusion at the minute. Wilbert Richards has had Jade Compedem added to their treasury. Okay, Lord Wilbert of Father's Ford. Interesting. Okay, at the age of 21, your courtier Elena died of the plague. Who was she? She was married to Samwell Rack. Right. Is your sister married now? No. We will try once more. Arrange a marriage between her and Samwell Rack. Matron only. Yes. Accept the flipping marriage. Right, so we're going to force the marriage now. and see if that will work, because I want this marriage to happen. I want that dragon blood and Stark blood mixing to create something special. Alright, let's unpause and see if we can get that to happen. We've almost sieged some lands here now. Your Grace, as a high-ranking heir of House Rack, I do not see it wise to give up my family name to marry. I command you to wed Renessa. Yeah, we're going to force it. I don't care. We're forcing that marriage. It's happening, whether you like it or not. Has it now happened? Yes. Oh, God, and it looks like he's got the plague anyway. Samurai Rack has got the Great Sickness. Absolutely fantastic. Everyone's getting it. Siege of Coldwater Burn, a victory. Awesome. Thank God for that, finally. How well defended is the next bit? Not that well defended, so we should be able to assault that pretty soon. Has the plague spread any further throughout our lands? Oh God, a load of people have just died. Age 38, your bodyguard Dazzle Unsar died of pneumonia. He also had gonorrhea, as that's just spreading through the air at the moment somehow. At age 42, your subject Winifred Bloom died of the dreaded plague. She was the wife of Lord Harston of Maiden's Gate. And at the age of 60, your bannerman Lord Walder of Churchwell died of the dreaded plague of House Marsh. Okay. Which one's House Marsh again? This one. Okay, so there's a 2-year-old lord as they're pretty much all dying in that family. So it looks like House Marsh may die out before too long. At the age of 24, Florian Burrell died of winter fever. That's on the sisters. During the past few months, Winfred has showed dogged determination in her studies of our language, and has now also expressed a desire to study the history of more peoples. And, no, we don't want you to, we need to get a marriage for you, actually. Let's arrange a betrothal between you, and we must have somebody who's going to be very interested in marrying a Stark. She's only 11, though. Have we got anyone young enough to marry a Stark? Oh no, I've gone on Guardian. Oops. Arrange a betrothal. Yeah, I don't think we can actually do that until you're of age and we employ you as a courtier, like we did with Donald, as we actually kidnapped you. Come on, let's get the fingers under siege. We've almost done it. We've almost done it. 26%. Where is the Vale Army and how are they doing? There we go, another great victory. Vale Army's up here somewhere. A lesser of Hollowed Hill has died of the plague. I don't know who. Yo, oh, it's the new wife of poor Lord Hoston, Sevenstar. Loud complaints have become less frequent. Instead, an unbearable stench is now coming from the other side of the wall. It appears that, a way of showing disapproval, commoners have started leaving all their dead in a big pile just outside the gates. Guards, get rid of that smell. A few guards will clear out the bodies. Leave them, we cannot risk infection. No, guards, get rid of the smell. Go out there and burn them bodies. Your Grace, I'm deeply hesitant to ask, but the coffers of your loyal subjects are running dry from the upkeep of the levies you have raised yet. Give them gold. We've got plenty of gold. Just give them some. Keep them happy. There we go. We've now sieged that land. Let's siege Snakewood then. Let's get Snakewood under siege. Almost sieged this land as well. We've got no one commanding it. We've got no commanders at all. Let's get Lord Theon over there. Our son-in-law. Has it spread anymore? No, it still doesn't seem to be spreading any further north, which is good. That's one good thing, but it is killing a lot of people. So hopefully Lord Estian is the only major character we lose. I've gotten an increased amount of questions from Winfred lately about the gods and the rituals of the Faith of the... Do you know what? She's asking it that much. Do you know what? Yeah, if you want to go to Faith of the Seven and be the first Faith of the Seven Star, just do it, because you've asked about 100 times now. Siege of Newkeep. There we go. The Vassals of Andalia now view you with respect. It's took this long for them to view Ambrose with respect. Really? Right, let's assault that. It's poorly defended. Let's get this war over with and bring our troops home. Wow, that's very heavily defended. Let's march on to Middle Point. Let's get Middle Point under our control. Lily Sunderland died of the dreaded plague. So the plagues managed to make its way to the sisters, and Lord Erman of Wolf's Watch died from a bad case of the flu. Lord Salzard, did he have a son at least? Yes, Lord Harrion of Wolf's Watch, so at least the Salzard name hasn't died out. He does have a bastard as well, so he could always inherit it if it comes to it. Siege of Rosat, there we go, we've got another thing under siege. How well defended? King Lawrence of the North accepted Queen Rowena of... Queen Rowena, the Sacred Peace Offer. Okay, so the Vale has taken the North. Mountain in Vale now owns a lot of the North, other than the Wolfswood, which won its independence. Does that mean she may call up some troops back home now then to finally give us battle? The Knights of the Vale versus the Knights of the North. That would be an interesting cavalry charge, wouldn't it? Going into war. Let's dock the ships in Wycliffe just to make things easier for us. Have we almost sieged this? Oh, yeah, very poorly defended. There we go. 48%. We're almost there. Let's move these 2,000 men onto Snakewood to help with the siege. After spending lots of time with few people, you have positively surprised by Mohor. During this difficult time, you've gotten to know and understand him well in many ways. He compliments you nicely, and you have a good time together. I've gained a new friend. Who is he? Oh, he's our Maester. Maester Mohor. Okay. Interested. Has it spread anymore? Yep, it's now in the Black Sheep Hills and in Silver Spear as well. So yeah, most of Old Andalia is now infected. Jane Tallheart died of the dreaded plague. Wow, it's getting a bit out of control now. Barian of the Marshes died of the dreaded plague. Okay. Okay, we've got too many men in this region, so we'll move those 2,000 onto Sunrise Keep instead. How well defended is Middle Point? Not that well defended. Awesome. We'll be able to assault that pretty soon then. At the age of 9, your granddaughter Alleria Bolton died of the dreaded plague. She does have a brother though, Harwood Bolton, who, wow, is a genius at the age of 3. Can we do something with that? Arrange a wow, we need to do something with you then, don't we? We definitely need to give you a... We'll leave you where you are for now. We don't want you to die. Let's get back on you. Let's make you important, because you could be very interesting for the future. Anyway, I think it's probably now time for our mid-POV, so I will see you momentarily. In the middle of the night, Dalla came into the Sept of the Hornwood, where her husband Estion and daughter Rohan were laid out for the services to come. She had only been the Lady of the Warrior's Way for a short time. Most of her life she spent as a chambermaid, then nanny for the Lord's children. Then, when Estion's wife was found guilty of infidelity and sent to the Silent Sisters, Estion came to her and asked her for her hand. She was shocked, but accepted. Being a bastard, she had never dreamed she'd be a lady at the court. Here she was a decade later attending to his funeral. As Dalla approached the bodies, she noticed a Silent Sister knelt before Estion's body. She seemed to be intently praying, and as she got closer she realised she was crying. As she got to the kneeling woman, she realised it was Elena, his first wife. Dalla knew her well, and had a few times fended off her advances. Now, what was before her was a different woman. Her praying was in Valerian, which Dalla only knew a little, but her sobbing was from deep within her body. Finally, Dalla put her hand on her shoulder. Elena went quiet and froze in terror. "It's all right, Elena. I'm not upset with you," Dalla spoke. Elena slowly turned around to face her. Even aged and grief-stricken, she was a beautiful woman, but tears streamed down her face. My lady," Elena managed to whimper before bursting into tears. Dalla put her arms out and Elena fell into them, crying long and loud. After getting her tears out, Elena composed herself and the two women sat across the steps and spoke. "I see you came here to see him one last time," Dalla said. "He was the best man I ever knew. He was kind and loving. How could I not?" Elena replied. She looked sheepishly at Dalla. "Why are you so kind to me, Dalla? Everyone else hates me, but you are so kind. Why?" Dalla smiled. "I have no reason to hate you, Elena. You have never wronged me, even when I was nothing more than your chambermaid or nanny." Elena looked relieved. Dalla continued. "In fact, your mistake was the best thing that ever happened to me." Dalla's head dipped down a little. "I feel guilty that I took something from you. You never got to be the Lady of the Warrior's Way." Elena laughed at that. "Oh, my dear, I never wanted it. In fact, I came to resent it." Dalla looked at Elena confused. "Then why did you marry Estion?" Elena looked across the sept at her former husband. "I was being hunted in Essos. Marrying him was the only way to be safe." "But you said you loved Estion, so why did you betray him with all those men?" Elena looked directly into Dalla's eyes. "Because it was the only thing that was completely my choice." Then Elena got up from her seat. "I was young and foolish. I threw away the one man that would have done anything for me for men that wanted nothing but to enter my bed." With that, she walked over to Estion's body, kissed his forehead, and walked out of the sept. And we're back, and we have suffered 2 more casualties. Barbary Hooton, the 6-year-old daughter of Lord Jonas Hooton, has died of the dreaded plague, and Lollis Richards has also died of the dreaded plague. Everyone is literally dropping like flies now. Gwenna Hunter died of the dreaded plague. Sir Benjamin of Deepcroft died of the dreaded plague. Someone else just died of the dreaded plague. Right, we haven't got enough men to siege that land. Lord Malaya Lonel died of the dreaded plague, whoever she is. Let's swing this army back round to Middle Point then and get that under siege. How well defended is Middle Point? Not that well defended, actually. We could probably take that. Yeah, just there we go. Siege of Middle Point Keep. One child lacking an education focus. Rodwell Sevenstar. Wow, you're pathetic. You are really, really crap for a 12-year. You are really bad. You're terrible. What do we even make you do? You can't do anything. Let's just go with the martial education. Who are you betrothed to? Manessa Rack. Okay, we've got burning pits over on the sisters. Come on, we need to get... Aaron Alderman died of the dreaded plague at the age of 2. Oh my god, everyone is dying. Eleanor Josso died of the dreaded plague. Whoa, whoa, everyone's dying. Prince Jonas of the Trident decided to exile Edwin Piper. Sir Duran of Harwood's Hold died of the dreaded plague. The new lineage in history's Jonas Mudd received was destroyed because they already had one. Okay. Prince Jonas, the Trident has inherited Castle of Sea-Watch. Okay. The Trident looks like it's in an open civil war as well at the moment. Right, where should we move these 5,000 men? Let's go to Sunrise Keep. And those 2,000 men march onto Heart's Home. We'll probably... Where is the Vale Armour? Here it is. It's marching south, so we'll be able to attack those soon. And that'll probably, hopefully, about win us the war. Mella Emmerwick died. That's Lord Jonas's wife. She's died of the dreaded plague as well. Jonas, Prince of the Trident, Jonas Mudd, died of the dreaded plague as well. My god, I dread to think how many are going to be dead by the end of this. Your subject, Danes Rack, died of the dreaded plague. She's the daughter of Lord Joa. Perfect. The Racks are not... Wow, up in the Bolton lands as well now. It's in Winterfell. It's in the Wolfswood. Oh my god. The whole of the south is infected now with the Great Sickness, other than Blackmont and a little area in the Westerlands. Everything else is infected. The Iron Islands have also managed to get it now. So we're not doing too badly in the north. All considered elsewhere, we're not doing that badly infection-wise, but we are losing a lot of men. Okay, we can get Heart's Home under siege. That's perfect. Let's march those around there. Do we have enough men here to assault? No, definitely not. Not with how many defenders are there. We need to get this war over. Engafire. Okay. Lord Benfrey of Oldstone died of the dreaded plague. Okay. Lord Clement of Seagod has inherited it. Okay, so the Mudds have got Oldstone back. And Enger Firehand is now known as the Evil. Lord Enger the Evil of the Farthest Fields. Flamboyant schemer, strong, a trained fighter, slothful, ambitious, ruthless, stubborn, and cruel. Wow, 16 intrigue. Okay, nice. And at the age of 54, your acquaintance Robb Stark died of the dreaded plague, so the former king in the north is now dead. Your Master of Coin, Lord Joa, has secluded himself in the Hornwood. About time. What's taking people so long to seclude themselves? They should have done it a long, long time ago. We've got one child lacking an education focus. Princess Jonquil of Andalia. Okay, you're pretty good in a few things. We'll go for a diplomatic education, and obviously we're going to spend high because you're our daughter. On pause, carry on getting these lands under siege as quickly as possible. 63%. Coleman at Longthorpe died of the dreaded plague, so it must have made its way to the sisters now then. I'm going to forward along while we get these under siege. At age 14, your subject Laurel Lancer died of the dreaded plague. Good job that he's got millions of daughters anyway, isn't it? At age 16, your courtier Renessa Greystark died of the dreaded plague. Well, there goes our plan for having a interesting forgot his name. At age 7, your subject Ramsay Houghton died of the dreaded plague. Literally everyone's just getting wiped out. That's all of Lord Houghton's kids now dead. There's going to be a lot of extinct houses, I think, from this. A hell of a lot of extinct houses. How well defended is that? Wow, Middle's Point's very... Sunrise Keep, sorry, is very well defended on the fingers. I'm going to have to bring that army over once we get a few more in. We're at 69% though. Lord Clement of Seagod has inherited Lordship of Oldstones from Lord Willem of Oldstones. Okay. They're deciding to siege Sevensguard, and they are actually doing it, but they're losing a silly amount of men there because obviously it's Moat Cailin. You're not going to do that without losing men. Right, we're losing men here, so let's march on to... Let's just march on to there and then assault. Get it out of the way. Actually, let's march on to... Do you know what? March up there. Get ready to go back. Get ready to get on the fleet in the Corbury lands. Your Grace, for some time now, I've been in the employ of Lord Brian, but now I seek a better station. I humbly request to join you in Sevensport. A Sisterman. Wow, good learning. He's a Septon. No, we've already got 2 decent Septons, so we don't need you. Lord Colmore of the Sisters inherited High Lordship of the Sisters and other titles from Lord Brian of the Sisters, okay. Literally everyone is just dropping like flies, aren't they? Okay, there's an army of men in the Vale. Let's just go and attack them. They've got a massive bonus, but there's 100 men there. We should absolutely slaughter them easy. I think if we sail north now and beat them in combat, we should be able to win. Okay, so King Mud is now back in charge, and for some reason they're ruling from the Vipering lands. I don't know why they've not moved back to Old Stones. They've given that to a random house for some reason, but we'll leave them to it. You know how stupid the AI is. As long as they don't get as retarded as down in Dawn, and we'll leave them to it. Okay, we've got those men here. Let's get on the ship and wait for the rest of the men, and then we can bring them back north as well. And later, Queen Rowena has just burnt alive a load of her courtiers. She is an absolute psycho. And she's losing so many men by trying to siege Sevenstar. It is not a good idea to try and siege Moat Cailin. Especially not considering we've rebuilt it and made it decent again. Betrothed can marry Enga Firehand and Princess Sansa of Andalia. Yes, we'll get them married. Even if he is the evil, which is a bit worrying, but never mind, we'll leave him to it. Let's march this army up to Middles Point as well and get them on the fleet. And we can go and crush what remains of the Arryn force left in Andalia. Age 40, your subject CL of Blackpool died of the dreaded plague. Blessing upon you and your house, I accept the suggestion that Princess Sansa and Lord Enga get married. We're going to have to send them a nice, handsome dowry now, I imagine. An agreement has been reached with Lord Enga to see Lord Enga, Firehand and Sansa Sevenstar wed, and now the dowry is due to the groom. Offer the customary amount for now. We need the money for the war effort. Right, yeah, let's go get on the ships in Middle Point and take those army back, and we'll leave the other half of the army here in the Vale to continue sieging it. We're at 86% now. We'll easily get this ended. We should prepare. Winter is coming. Winter's only just ended. Seriously? How old's Ambrose? 52. So we've had a winter in 2 years. Wow. That was a very short-lived summer. Word is going around that since the epidemic came to Sevensport, we have seen an increase in cats. Are people assured that the cats help spread the disease? Get some cats for examination. No, the cats are not to blame. No, the cats will get rid of the rats for us, hopefully. Your Grace, I believe Winfred Stark has been in your custody for too long. Donald Stark, but you're in our court. No, she shall stay in my custody. Thank you very much. We do need to find a marriage for Donald Stark. Oh, didn't we have a Sevenstar now who's unmarried because, like her, didn't her husband die or something? Was it one of your daughters? Lady Rowena of Sevenstar? No. Ashara Sevenstar, she's unmarried. She's too young. Okay, Lord Lister Corbury has got the dreaded plague. Oh, great news. Our allies in... Jason accepted King Clement of the Riven Hills peace offer. Come on, let's get these men back on the fleet. There we go, let's sail those back home to Whitford and go and attack from the north and get rid of that Vale army. And we can carry on sieging the land here. Let's leave. Oh, we've got no commanders at all. We need a master of ships. Let's go with Roderick Snowfall for now. And we also need some commanders as they're all hiding. Have we got anyone who will actually fight? No, they are literally all hiding. Coleman Sunderland. He's not bad, actually. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Let's put Coleman Sunderland in charge of this while we get it under our control. When are the ships going to move? Come on. At the age of 16, your subject Darian Lancer died of the dread. Poor House Lancer is losing, like, the majority of its family. Lord Bowen of Silverreed died of the dreaded plague as well. So who owns that land now? Is there another fen? Yeah, there's another fen, so that's not too bad. At least the house hasn't died out. Has it spread anymore? No, it's still not spread anymore in the north, so that's good. We do have refugees in the bottom, lands of Andalia, so hopefully that will help us out. Here we go, we've got 7,000 men here. Let's merge them together, get Sir Colmer in charge, and let's march onto that Vale army and crush them. Hopefully that will win us the war. If not, getting one more thing under siege here should win the war, if that doesn't. And then we can start concentrating on our new land. We'll have land to land people, and yeah, we'll have a lot to do down there. A lot in the Vale, all that new land. We need to start taking some of this northern riverland then, because we've literally got just this tiny little bit of border touching here with our new land, which isn't enough land. Let's go and crush that Vale army. How far off are we from sieging this? I think we can assault that and win. Yes, we did. Perfect. 100%. Awesome. Let's just let them win that battle, and then we'll offer peace. while we're doing it, won't we? Offer peace, enforce demands, yes. The White Knife War for the Lordship of Crow's Baron, Lordship of Scorched Vale, Lordship of Wycliffe, and Lordship of Coldwater Burn has ended. King Ambrose and Andalia won. We have successfully sieged the Lordship of Coldwater Burn after defeating Queen Rowena. Aaron, let's... Whoa. Right. Let's move these out of the way so we can see who's in charge of each one, because I can't remember which ones are actual lords and which ones aren't. So, Coldwater Burn. Oh my god, we put it in the way, you absolute idiot. Let's get these down here. Sorry about this. Right. Coldwater Burn is Lord Coldwater, so Lord Wilbert can swear fealty to me. And what else have we got? Lordship of Crow's Baron. Let's have a look at Crow's Baron. It's not a real house, so we'll take it for ourselves. There we go. And Lordship of Scorched Vale. Not a real house, so we'll take it for ourselves so we can reward some of our own lords. And we have successfully seized the Lordship of Wycliffe. Let's have a look at Wycliffe. It's not a real house, so we will take it for ourselves. So there we go. We've taken some very nice land here. Hopefully the Corburys will swear fealty to us at some point. And Lord Brune has just died there. We've got High Lordship of the Bite. Create, yes. King Ambrose the Illustrious has created the High Lordship of the Bite. Perfect. Let's disband our army that we have here. Let's disband our army that we have here. And let's disband our fleet as well. Right, so we've got new lands to give away. Crow's Baron, Scorched Vale, and Wycliffe. Let's have a look who we've got in our court that deserves some land. We must have some people who deserve some land. Let's have a look who we've got. People that have been around a little while. There's got to be a few. I don't know if we have got many though, because most people have been landed, I think, around by now. So there's probably not many that we need to give land to. Kenneth Brune. We could give the Lord Brune some. Can we arrange a marriage between him and someone? Maybe not. Who else have we got? We've got Brune. We could give Lord Brune something. We've got the Rosbys. We do need to give them land. At Clay Anvil. Did we give you land yet, Sir Clay Anvil? No, you're just a courtier, so we'll grant you the landed title of... Let's give you Wycliffe, including the lower titles that come with Wycliffe. Go back to our own court. So we've done Lord Anvil. Have we got anyone else? John Frostfire. Let's start from the bottom. Samuel Rack, Redguard, Red Roseheart, Redguard, Steelheart. We do have the Steelhearts. Rodwell Steelheart, who is a dwarf. He's 13. Steelhearts probably should get some land at some point, so we'll give them the Lordship of Crow's Baron. Send. And then who else have we got? Swanson, Rack, Dread. We've got the Dreadwolves. Could give House Dreadwolf some land. We do have the Rosbys as well that probably... And we've got the Maiden. Ah, ooh. This is a tough one. Let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. If we give it to Garen Maiden, though, then we do lose our Master of Laws, but he's been a good servant, so we'll give him the Lordship of Scorched Vale. Send. There we go. We also need to give a High Lordship to somebody down there. I've not decided yet who we'll give it to. We'll decide that after. Let's unpause, let things tick over. Some of your kin are unhappy that you granted the Lordship of Wycliffe to Lord Clay Anvil as they were expecting it. Prince Owen. No, sorry. Sorry, Owen. Sorry, Owen. Who lives in Snakewood? Is it a real house or a fake house? Because if it's a fake house, we need to... Oh, House Viprin? What are House Viprin doing in Snake? Fair enough, it's a real house. We'll leave them to it. Corella Bolton died of the dreaded plague. She was married to the lady of... The alliance between King Ambrose and Lord Lister has broken down as... Oh, died of the dreaded plague. Or Alice Sevenstar died. They did have 2 daughters, though. Wow, quick and attractive. We could arrange a betrothal between her. Do we have anyone? Ruramund Sevenstar, our nephew. Yes, perfect. Send. Let's try and get that alliance back together. But there we go, our lands are looking a little bit better now. Andalia, what's going on in Winterfell? Who are you fighting? Attacking Lord Paramount Lawrence of the North in Lord... okay, so they're fighting... What happened to the Vale? Did the Vale no longer own the North, or is it just because they're fighting for the Lord Paramountcy by the looks of it. Is he Lord Paramount? Yeah, Lord Paramount Lawrence of the North. Okay, fair enough. And oh no, King Ambrose has taken his last breath at the age of 52. He died a natural death, one of the greatest warriors of our time. Ambrose's ability as a commander and swordsman were famed throughout the realm. Now he has passed, we may never see his like again. King Anger II, merely 15 years old. The realm is left in the capable hands of the Regent and Council. Long live King Anger II. So be it. Okay, so let's have a look at King Anger II. He doesn't look... He's not too bad. He's still got a lot of childhood traits that need to... He's got ruthless, arbitrary, deceitful, paranoid. Oh wow, attractive, 16 intrigue. Okay, going to be interesting to see. We want an ambition. We want to, we want to have a son. We want to get ourselves an heir. It's the only ambition we can really go for at the moment. We've got all our new council and such to sort out as well. So let's do that. We need a hand of the king. Oh wow, who do we go with? No idea who we go with. Master of Coins, obviously going to be Lord Joarak, who not many people seem to like us. I imagine that's because of our bad intrigue. We need a Master of Whisperers, John Frostfire. We need a Master at Arms, Lister Sevenstar. We need a Hand of the King. Not really sure who the hell we'll go with Owen, our uncle, for now. Let's go with him. And is that everyone? We need a Maester. We don't have a Maester. We need a Septon Mark. So we need to send to the Citadel for a Maester, but we probably can't do that. No, we can't do that at the moment while the gates are closed. Is the sickness passing yet? No, it doesn't seem to be calming down yet. Wow, Westeros is so bad. Oh no, it might be calming down. This land is cleared. Hopefully that means it's slowly beginning to fade now. Title loss on succession. Set crown focus in Sevensport. Yes, do it. What council positions? We need a High Admiral. Let's go with Clay. I need a court physician. We really need to get a court physician. Loads of minor titles that need handing out as well. Our regent should be our Mother. Oh no, Sir Lister, wasn't it? Yes. Bodyguard. Who have we got? We'll go with... don't really have anybody. Ooh, Barry and Swanson. Court tutor, learning. Okay, we'll have to go with you. You're the best one. And we've got all our commanders filled. Our council positions are filled. Just the Maester that we need. Idle council members. Just oversee the realm for now. Let's train children and let's perform charity in Sevensport, considering everything that is going on. May you live in harmony and contentment. I've been appointed as your regent, Sir Lister Sevensport. Your father, King Ambrose, has died, and that yet my father deserves to be honoured with a funeral. All the lords and ladies of the realm should be invited, even though it's probably not the best time for that. Loud complaints have become less frequent. Instead, an unbearable stench is now coming from the other side of the wall. It appears that as a way of showing disapproval, commoners have started leaving all their dead in a pile just outside the gate. Guards, get rid of the smell. Cregan died from a bad case of the flu. Heroic's Branch died a natural death at the age of 55. Wow, he's been around for quite some time. Your Lord Regent, Lister Sevenstar, received a request from Lord Brennan Maiden to be granted the High Lordship of the Bight. Sir Lister rejected this request on your behalf. Well done, Sir Lister, as I've not decided yet who I want to give that High Lordship to. The invitation had been sent to the lords and ladies of the realm to come to the funeral. It is time to prepare the feast and the funeral itself. The guests will arrive soon. But I think we're going to end this episode here. Now, I've been saying for a while that when King Ambrose did die, I would be taking a short break from the series. Not too much of a break, just long enough that I can get some of the history and lore videos done. Me and the creation team are going to work hard on that to get a lot more history and lore on all the great houses, the reigns of Anger the First and Ambrose, all the High Lords and the founders of Andalia, such as the Bloom history, the Roseheart history, the Rack history. So if you're interested in all the history and lore and that sort of thing, I'm sure you'll enjoy them. We have made 2 King Anger videos so far that you should check out. I'll put a little card on this video so you can check them out. But yeah, we're going to be working on that, but it won't be too long before the series is up and running again, the main series. So don't forget, if you did enjoy today's episode, to please like, comment down below and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for my next video.
He won't see the dawn, the court physician said sadly. His body simply can't take it.
It was then Rennie knew she needed to have a talk with Anger and Sybil. The hand of the king, Halman Bloom, and her bodyguard Vermishaw Shycross accompanied her to the throne room. The young heir apparent was anxious, worried about what his father's passing would mean for him. He paced the courtyard relentlessly, his young wife close by his side trying to comfort him.
Husband,
Sybil asked, Will you always be this quiet and brooding? Enger stopped his pacing. He turned to face his wife, a cold, blank expression upon his face, the vein in his temple pulsing. Then, as quick as a heartbeat, his expression changed to one full of warmth. I am sorry, dear wife, but I should have seen this coming. I don't know why I worry so over my father. He never seemed interested in more than his next drink. Enger looked her in the eyes, his expression warm, yet his frosty blue eyes full of coldness. I've heard stories about how happy he was as a young man, but all I ever saw was a self-pitying drunk and a fool. I'm not sure I know how to be a good king, as I've never seen one. Sybil reached over and caressed Enger's face. For half a second it seemed as though he was about to pull away, yet he remained as still as water. Oh husband, you'll be fine. You have plenty of common sense. Just use it. She then gave him a kiss upon his cheek. Just then Sir Lister approached them. Your Grace, your mother summons you to the throne room. He had a serious look. Enger braced himself as Sybil took his hand. The throne room was dimly lit with hundreds of sweet-smelling candles, but even that couldn't hide the deep smell of rot that had set in. At the room's centre, atop a makeshift altar, laid what looked like a great bloated walrus dressed in the finest robes. The silent sisters and septons gathered round the body in silent prayer. The young prince stood at the entrance, linked arm in arm with his grieving mother on one side and his lady wife on the other. They slowly descended the marble steps towards the altar, Sir Lister proud close by, as observant as ever, always vigilant. His sisters were yet to arrive in the capital, but still locked and barred safely behind the walls of their various castles. Once the great sickness had burnt out, they would make their way to the capital for the funeral. As of late, the spread of the sickness had finally begun to slow, claiming less and less victims by the day. They stopped before the altar. Sir Lister knelt to show his respect. His mother leant forward to kiss the body upon its swollen, plump red face. Enger's lip curled in disgust as he looked down upon what had embarrassingly once been his father and king. His mother embraced him fiercely. You're showing great bravery, my little prince. He would be so proud of you, she whispered as she buried her head into his shoulder. Enger raised an eyebrow at this and rolled his eyes. He gently pushed her away. Mother, I will leave you to your mourning. Sir Vermithor will keep you company. Before waiting for a reply, he turned and hastily strode from the room. He couldn't stand the smell much longer. Even in death, the old pig reeked like the wine cellar. He was now king and things would be different in Andalia. Enger left the room and sought the counsel of his best friend and most trusted subjects, Sam Rack and Leopold Snow. Sir Lister followed him.